Even so I spake, and they speedily hearkened to my words. They unmuffled their heads, and there on the shore of the unharvested sea gazed at the stag, for he was a mighty quarry. But after they had delighted their eyes with the sight of him, they washed their hands and got ready the glorious feast. So for that time we sat the livelong day, till the going down of the sun, feasting on abundant flesh and sweet wine. But when the sun sank and darkness had come on, then we laid us to rest upon the sea beach. So soon as early dawn shone forth, the rosy-fingered, I called a gathering of my men, and spake in the ears of them all. Hear my words, my fellows, despite your evil case. My friends, lo, now we know not where is the place of darkness or of dawning, nor where the sun, that give light to men, goes beneath the earth, nor where he rises. Therefore let us advise us speedily, if any counsel yet may be. As for me, I deem there is none, for I went up a craggy hill, a place of lookout, and saw the island crowned about with the circle of the endless sea, the isle itself lying low. And in the midst thereof mine eyes beheld the smoke through the thick coppice in the woodland. Even so I spake, but their spirit within them was broken, and they remembered the deeds of Antiphates the Laestrygonian, and all the evil violence of the haughty Cyclops the man-eater. So they wept aloud, shedding big tears. Howbeit no avail came of their weeping. Is Odysseus being a little judgmental of his crew here? Is he basically calling them crybabies? Like, cry all you want, it's not going to change the situation we're in. I had a basketball coach once in middle school, those confusing years of middle school, who was just completely misaligned to the team he was coaching. In fact, I think he was assistant coach even. Doesn't matter. But he had such a toxic personality. And granted, I am absolutely not someone who fits in well with that kind of regimented coach-player mentality. But I remember during a game, and I was a little fat kid, so, take that for all it's worth and picturing me doing sports. I think I was on the court for a play or two, and something had transpired. I maybe twisted my foot or ankle or knee or something. I don't know. I was a middle schooler. Like, any small injury is going to seem so much larger than it actually is. And I remember getting to the bench, and this coach basically telling me, get over yourself. I played an entire football game with a broken collarbone. And I just remember in that moment going, you know what? Maybe go screw yourself a little bit. I do have problems with authority figures, and I think if it didn't start with him, he certainly brought the case further into focus for me. But anyway, Odysseus here kind of reminds me of that basketball coach. And I remember even the following year, following summer, I was doing Little League baseball, and he was going to end up being the coach. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good this season. I don't need to be on the team. Thanks anyway. Have a good time. Good luck out there. Hope you don't break your collarbones, because he's going to expect you to play. Anyway, so why am I divulging all of this? Odysseus seems like maybe there's a little bit of holding his crew to task for their reaction. I mean, I can't blame them, just like I couldn't 100% blame Odysseus the other day, where I'm like, he's probably exhausted. Is his leadership skills really in focus right now after everything he's been through? But so have the men. So have the men. They've all lost shipmates. Can you blame them for being completely dismayed at seeing their home, according to Odysseus, and then finding themselves without, like, northeast, southwest directions? Like, where the hell are they even? I mean, Odysseus does say that they are grateful for the food, the stag that he had killed in the previous passage, but even though their bodies are being fed, emotionally they aren't able and mentally able to recover from the situations in which they find themselves. Now, I gotta step back for a second, and, I've been putting this so deeply into Odysseus telling the story, but let's not forget, how can we forget? This is Homer having Odysseus tell us the story. So I think as we know, well, I shouldn't say all of us, I don't want to make any assumptions, but the Circe episode is almost as famous as the Polyphemus episode. So we know what is about to happen to some of these men. Is this Homer setting up the pieces on the chessboard to pay off when some of these men meet Circe? No spoilers. I noticed something, too, that I'd like to do a deeper dive on. Like, I wish there were just books on these very specific threads throughout this book or these texts. I would love, even if it's just an essay, on how memory plays a role in this story. Imagine it's even different than the Iliad. Here, let's not forget the Menelaus episodes where he's talking to Telemachus about Odysseus, about his time on an island of his own. Odysseus is recounting everything that's happened to him. Everything is being told, I guess not explicitly through flashback, because that's more modern of a thing than existed when this was initially put together, but it is recounting through memory and storytelling things that have happened in the past. They are not happening in real time. We are not experiencing these things with these characters. I mean, a handful of things we did. Telemachus's travels, Odysseus playing sport with the Phaeacians, that all happened in real time. But I do think there is an interesting lens in which to look at this to go, well, if these characters are relying on memory to tell their stories, and memory by its very nature is unreliable, then how much of this do we take as things that actually happened? I'm not going to relitigate that, but I think that's interesting evidence in that conversation, and I would love to read just how memory functions and operates in the Odyssey. If anyone knows of anything, always shoot me some links. I love some links, but not nefarious links. They need to be safe links. You know what? Just tell me the search terms that I can put into my search engine on my own to find it. That way I can trust what you're sending me. Okay, that's all I got for today. Join me here tomorrow with a little bit more of Book X10. X10. 10X. Okay, bye. Odyssey is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. The show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Odyssey, written by Homer. Theme song by Neuroflow. You can support this show and other shows like it by going to patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.